Joe Buck.
Lee Diffie.
Kenny Albert. The United States kicked the crap out of Canada in the Olympics, and they're going to kick the crap out of everyone else in the WBC. Plus, NFL free agency news and more on today's episode of The Commentary Booth. All right, guys, let's get into some NFL free agency news. Bobby, how's being an Arizona Cardinals fan right now?
Pain. I was thinking for the past month, like, Malik Willis is ours. Like, the LaFleur connection, they've been rumors that Malik Willis was going to be an Arizona Cardinal. Like, $30 million a year, he was going to be an Arizona Cardinal. And I was so excited. Then he signs to the Miami Dolphins.
Yep.
And not only that, then we sign Gardner Minshew. Really just who's known as the hippie of the NFL at this point. He lives in a van.
Minshew
right,
Mania
yeah.
is back, baby. Minshew Mania.
I have never hated my life more. At this point, I think Michael Bidwell just needs to sell the franchise for me to. I actually was talking to my friends. I might just have an interim team to where I just don't support the Cardinals until the franchise gets sold. I have an interim team until the franchise gets sold. I'm really debating it.
I mean, it could be worse. I know it's obviously very bad as the Arizona Cardinals, but think about the Atlanta Falcons, who just signed Tua, I believe, right?
Yeah.
They signed Tua. They already have Michael Penix Jr., so that's like medium hell. I mean, the Cardinals are super duper hell.
Then the Jets are super hell.
The Jets are super duper hell.
The Jets are the definition of super hell.
Yes, so for those of you guys who don't know, Geno Smith started on the Jets, right, back in 2013.
Yeah, a while ago.
Then he was considered a bust, went around a few teams, went to Seattle, was a Pro Bowler there.
Career
revived
revival.
his career, yeah. Went to Las Vegas, kind of sucked.
Horrible.
And then they traded him back to New York. But don't worry, New York. If Geno Smith gets injured, you have none other than a former Philadelphia Eagle. Technically, he was on a Super Bowl winning team, Carson Wentz. I don't understand how, and not, here's the other thing. They actually think like, oh my God, we may be for real this year. How you go from Justin Fields to Mike White to the ghost of Joe Flacco to really the ghost of what used to be the ghost of Aaron Rodgers. And who did they have last year? Was it still Fields?
Yes.
Was it still Fields?
Well, no. Then Fields got benched, and Tyrod Taylor, I'm pretty sure, played.
Oh, we can't forget about Zach Wilson. How could we forget
And
about
when Sam
Zach
Darnold
Wilson?
was there? 'Cause Sam Darnold wasn't good when he was there. He just won the
No.
Super Bowl, but when he's in the Jets, he sucked.
Yes. The Jets, the Panthers, I mean, not anymore, but, they used to really be, and the Browns. They're places where quarterbacks, they go to die.
The Cardinals are in there, too, at this point.
It's pretty bad. I don't know. Hey, maybe.
If you look at the list of quarterbacks Larry Fitzgerald has played with, it's really bad.
That is so true, though, because
It's really bad.
Carson Palmer, who else was on there?
Jake Plummer. Carson Palmer was at least okay. Carson was good, and so was Kurt Warner.
Yes.
Everyone else between there, and Kyler at the end of his career, I guess, everyone else between there was horrendous. And, first-round picks and horrendous. Josh Rosen, don't even get me started on him.
But, yeah, that's what's going on in NFL free agency. And this is live reaction. Just an hour ago when we were setting this up, I got an alert on my phone. This is something I kind of wanted to talk about. The possibility of Miami, Ohio missing out on the NCAA tournament while they're undefeated. They just lost, meaning that they are likely not going to be included in the NCAA
Which
tournament.
is insanity.
Yeah, at 31-1, they're not going to be included. This goes back to a college football playoff, not at basketball. This is in basketball. We're talking about basketball. But in football, they always talk about the group of 5 teams not being able to compete with the Power 4 teams. And it's like, yeah, that's true. But also, you have once in a while, there's always that one upset that happens. And you cannot say, well, they can't compete with the big guys, especially in March Madness.
In football, a couple of years ago, when James Madison was undefeated and they weren't even going to let them play a bowl game, that was insane. You're undefeated and they're not letting you be ranked.
Yep.
I get it, not letting them go play in the college football championship or the actual college football playoffs, but not playing a bowl game against Kentucky or one of these teams that they really can actually beat, it's insane.
Yeah, and also let's not forget about UCF when they went undefeated. They went undefeated for 2 straight years. And they never even got into the top 4, which at the time the playoff was only 4 teams. And I'm just sick and tired of the NCAA being like, nah, these guys can't compete.
It's horrible.
Yeah, and it's March Madness. This is where upsets happen. You can't say, well, this team's obviously going to win. You don't know.
And who decides it? We've never seen the council or anything. We have no idea who actually makes these decisions. But clearly, they need to be dead. Like genuinely, for all sports, because it's horrible. It's every single sport. There's a problem with something.
Yep. They keep changing the rules as well to better other teams. Like in college football, Notre Dame just got basically the golden ticket, which is if they're in the top 12, they get to be put over any team.
Which is so stupid.
Mm-hmm. They would have been put over Miami, who made it to the national championship and beat Notre Dame in the regular season, all because Notre Dame complained. It's simple. They don't play in a conference. They're what is known as an independent.
Pick a conference.
Yeah, exactly. Pick a conference.
You go in a conference, you'll get a game.
Go to the ACC. They have teams. I think I don't know if it's their volleyball or their basketball team, but one of them is in the ACC. They played in the ACC in 2020 when they had no choice but to play in a conference. Go join the ACC.
Join the ghosts of the Pac-12. There's 3 teams in there now. They could do something there. Go join the Midwest. Do something. Exactly. Join a conference and you'll get in.
It's also just like the NCAA, their whole thing is, I remember when they tried suggesting casually to us, just like, hey, what if we put college football playoff teams by TV viewership? And it's like, no.
Worst idea possible.
No. It's with the NIL, as much as I like it because we get the video games now, as much as I like it, I will admit, there are some big flaws that need to be fixed.
There should be limits with it. It should be like an NFL salary cap.
Yeah, exactly. Because these bigger teams, the smaller teams, like Kent State, isn't going to be able to compete with a kid if Alabama's offering him $100,000 and he just has to sit on the bench. It's just not anymore. And Indiana took advantage of it. They saw people are complaining, saying, "Oh, well, Indiana has all these guys who are seniors and they're 24, 23." Well, Kurt Signetti took advantage of the NIL, took advantage of the transfer portal, said, I'm going to bring over all my guys, and I'm going to bring in a lot of recruits, and we're going to go win the college football national championship. And in my opinion, he's a top 5 coach of all time.
They said we're going to go out, we're just going to take Fernando Mendoza, we're just going to take a quarterback transfer to a different school, see what happens.
Yep.
Number 1 overall pick.
Heisman Trophy winner, and easily one of the most exciting plays I've ever seen with him stretching out, breaking off tackles. But yeah, that's what's been going on in the NCAA. And other news, let's get into some motorsport, which goes to me first.
I'm
hijacking it because I am getting into F1, ladies and gentlemen. He has infected me with the motorsports bug.
I have.
So as much of a NASCAR fan I am also a bit of an F1 fan. George Russell and Team Mercedes, and Kimi Antonelli as well, they took place 1 and place 2 at the Australian Grand Prix. Ferrari got P3 and P4, Leclerc and Hamilton. I think it was Norris who got 5th with Max Verstappen behind him. First of all, Max Verstappen, this is how good he is. He went from 20th because he couldn't qualify because he crashed in the qualifying race to figure out where you're positioned. He went from 20th all the way up to 6th. Imagine if he properly qualified.
Yeah.
He probably would have won the whole thing. But now there's a bit of controversy because people are saying that Mercedes engines, they're a little bit better, and they are. Because if you saw the qualifying rounds and the practices before there's a picture of where each guy finished by the time the first Mercedes finished. Here's Mercedes, and then there's Kimi Antonelli, and then it's Hamilton, Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, just all above there. So they're all saying that the engines are just too strong for Mercedes.
Really?
Yeah. Has that ever happened in NASCAR where they're one team's engine is a little bit more powerful
So
than
there's
the others?
been a lot of debate about it. Because oftentimes you could look at a team and they're way better, like Hendrick Motorsports. One time I remember, I forget the exact situation. I think it was 2018 at Talladega drafting pack race. 4 cars, all with Stuart Haas Racing. They just left the pack. They were so good they drove away and broke the draft. I believe that was the engine situation.
Okay.
Engines are really highly regulated, but that's one of the few things that are made by manufacturers and teams right now. A lot of this stuff is made bought that the teams all buy. It's almost like a Lego set. You put it together. You put it together however you choose. But the engines in NASCAR are made you have Hendrick Motorsports ECR engines. What are some other ones?
Being made specifically for NASCAR?
Yeah, 48s.
Yeah.
Doug Yates. Wait, I forgot which it is. And then I don't remember the Toyota one. But there's a few different engine manufacturers, so there could be some things. And sometimes you could look at it and be like, all right, these cars are good on these tracks because of their engines.
Yeah.
But yeah, and speaking as a Ferrari fan, I mean, people will complain about the. I mean, I'm not a Ferrari fan, but I do like Charles Leclerc. He's pretty cool. I noticed that people were complaining about it, but at the same time, a lot of teams had very awful strategies. So in the 13th lap, a virtual safety car came out, and Mercedes thought, oh, we're just going to pit now. We're going to put on the hard tires that last long, and we're just going to go the rest of the race without even pitting once. Ferrari didn't, and they waited until Mercedes overtook them both to finally pit. And by then, it was like, there's really nothing you can do. So, and I mean, here's the thing about Ferrari, too, is they're run by egos. They're just a bunch of people who just live off the past of Niki Lauda.
Think they're better than everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Schumacher, Sebastian Vettel, all those guys. They have two of the best drivers, too, and they just can't they can't win. I don't understand. And I'm watching, and I was on the phone with my girlfriend, and she told me to shut up because I kept screaming, pit, pit, pit. It was like
you get it.
Yeah, it was like lap 20, and I'm yelling, Russell's coming. Russell is coming. But, so George Russell got first. Kimi Antonelli got second. Charles Leclerc got third. And it was funny, in the cool-down room, in the podium room, George and Kimi are talking to each other, and George turns to Charles and goes, yeah, don't worry, you weren't slow. I just want to say that. And you just see Charles look at him like this. Just like, yeah, and he has his stuff off. He puts it back on. He goes, yeah, okay. And he goes, no, really, you weren't slow. So I don't know if that was him trolling him, but it was,
That's
you
beautiful.
don't really want to hear that. You weren't slow.
I wish we had a cool down room in NASCAR.
Oh, my God, that would be
The
so
number of
good.
fights that would break out, though.
Yes.
Too many.
Hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's not. That's the one thing about F1 is there's not as much fights as there is
No, well,
in NASCAR.
it's a world championship,
Yeah.
and F1 it's very like suit and tie.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I feel like, because I know NASCAR, you kind of have to be rich to get into it, but like F1 is like super rich.
Yeah.
like there's levels of rich.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. There's one Lance Stroll. He's, first of all, how he's an F1 driver. I could drive better than him. I have no idea how he. Seriously, like there's actually a clip where George Russell, I think it was either last year or 2 years ago, where he got hit, went sideways, and was like leaned over on the track, and he's yelling into his mic, red, 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 and they're like, Stroll is coming, red, 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 because Stroll has this tendency to hit people.
Yeah.
So there's that. But in other motorsports, it's time to get into America's very own NASCAR, baby.
NASCAR.
We don't do that.
Praise hail, praise Dale.
Praise Dale. We don't turn right around here. We turn left.
Left.
So Tyler Reddick has been on quite the tear.
For the first time ever, a single driver has won the first 3 races to start a season. Tyler Reddick. So incredible.
Is that really the first time it's ever happened?
Yeah. The record was 2, I believe. So he broke the record.
Wow.
And yeah, it was cool to see Michael Jordan there every single week and supporting him. He kept going because he's like, I guess I'm a good luck charm. So, but this last weekend, Ryan Blaney won. Let's go through the standings very quickly. But actually, let's go to our bingo cards because I've got some updates on that. I want to talk about the standouts from the last few weeks after Daytona. I chose Tyler Reddick to win at COTA, Circuit of the Americas. Luke's standout was Shane Van Gisbergen, Atlanta, 32 points, which was pretty impressive.
My boy from New Zealand.
Yes. And then Bobby.
It's
been
going
sad.
well.
Your points have been really sad.
And at the start, we were like, "Oh, Bobby, your picks were so good.
Yeah.
You randomized so well." I was
Yeah.
like, "Yes, yes, yes." No,
Yeah.
it's been the.
It's going to be later in the
opposite.
season, I think, because that's the thing. In the bingo cards, there are so many drivers that don't perform well. At that point, it's luck. If you choose a good driver at one of their decent tracks, you're going to get good points. But your standout was the 24 at Atlanta, which makes sense. He's a good drafting driver. But this coming week, we've got Las Vegas. But before we continue with Las Vegas, because one of our picks they're impacted, and that's Luke's pick of the 48. Good old Alex Bowman. So he is currently out with injury right now. Vertigo. Not really an injury. It's very interesting. There's not really conditions with vertigo or like past history in NASCAR. This is going to be a second race. So his chances of making the chase, if he comes back, when he comes back, they're looking more and more unlikely. In the past with the playoffs, when and then he could have made it. easily.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's looking rough because the last race he raced, that race he was last in points. Awful season so far.
Yeah.
So he was already in a hole that he had to dig out of. Now he's missing races, getting no points.
Ooh, yeah.
So, big deal. But that's Luke's pick. So technically, your pick is Justin Allgaier, which he is a O'Reilly Auto Parts champion. He's good. He doesn't race much in the Cup Series, but he's a veteran. He is a good driver. And I don't really have stats for him at Las Vegas in the Cup Series. He has won in the Xfinity Series, O'Reilly Series before. But the 48 has done good. Alex Bowman has won there in the 48 in the next-gen car. Good pick. Bobby, you chose Carson Hocevar. And he's been doing really good on
I was going to say, I've been hearing a lot
So he's
going
to
to
suck this time as well.
I mean, looking at...
I had Zillich for the first race of the year, and look how that went.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, where is he at here? Carson Hocevar, average finish of 27.2.
Yeah, he's been getting
So
a
he's
lot
gonna
of
have 5.
attention.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
going to have 5.
Yeah.
He's going to be
Yeah.
5 laps down.
But let me see. He has 5 races. So, like, he's been still learning the
Okay.
car. Mile and a half's are one of his strong suits. Spire has been starting off the season really good. Last week at Phoenix, I think 2 of their cars started in the top 10.
Oh, wow.
Impressive. They're usually not top tier, but this season they look pretty good. I think them adding Daniel Suarez to the roster is helping the team. And then who do I have? Oh, I have Riley Herbst. He's not going to do good. It was one of those picks.
Or he's going to get 50.
Oh, yeah, he's going to win. Let me see. I'm just going to scroll down in the statistics. He's probably going to be near last. I don't know. But Justin Allgaier does have 2 starts, and his average finish is 31st.
Okay.
I did not see that before. Yeah, Riley Herbst's average finish 18, which, I mean, is okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so NASCAR side, that's the big news. Alex Bowman out with vertigo right now. We don't know what that recovery timeline will look like.
Oh, God. Please come back soon.
Yeah.
Save me.
Please. Please. Like, Alex Bowman, I want to talk about his bad luck or just poor health because it is a big topic. And just him as a whole because his contract ends at the end of this year.
Oh.
So big topic
Yeah.
going into the year. He hasn't been performing like his other teammates, so he's been having big pressure. And looking back at the last few years, 2022, he didn't finish the year after a concussion, and he was like doing really good. It was in the playoffs at that point, and he could have been a championship contender, honestly. Then the year after, he was leading the points. His team got a penalty, so that pushed him back. But then he broke his back in a sprint car race, missed races. He and Chase Elliott were out. So, sorry, I should mention Chase Elliott. Yeah. He's here.
I forgot he was there. I've been seeing him out of the corner of my eye, and I just actually forgot he was here.
Yeah, but he was out with injury that same year. They both missed the playoffs. And let me think, 2024, it was an okay year for him. Other than that, I mean, he started to get better after stuff. And then 2025, he had a bad wreck at Michigan. Oh, sorry, 2024, I forgot about the famous thing at the Charlotte Roval where he advanced to the round of 8 in the playoffs, got disqualified for weight. And Joey Logano, who later won the championship.
For weight?
Yeah, the car was too light.
Oh.
They're going to call him too fat.
I was going to say, I didn't know you had to
I
weigh
was
in.
like, damn.
Yeah.
It was like a wrestling meet right now.
Yeah, so that was actually, let's flash back to that because that is a very interesting topic. Joey Logano won that championship because of the most overtimes in a single race at Nashville earlier that year. He won that race.
Wow.
So that was really luck.
Mm-hmm.
Then later on, the round of 12 cutoff race at Charlotte Roval, Alex Bowman advanced. He got enough points, but because of disqualification, Joey Logano advanced. Then the next race, Las Vegas, Logano won. Then he went to Phoenix and wins. I think he has the worst average finish of any champion. That's why he's the main reason why the playoffs have changed to the chase.
Okay.
Because winning in was an issue, and it allowed for champions that were not really valued. So, yeah, but we'll see with Alex Bowman because he will need to probably come back and win races
I was
in
gonna
order
say,
to
do you
keep
think
that
he's gonna
seat.
get re-signed?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, Ally, his sponsor, loves him.
Okay.
They're on the car for one more year. I would not be surprised, no matter what, if he is racing the 48 next year.
Yeah.
But in 2028, Ally could move with him if they love him that much. I mean, maybe it's rare to have a partner like Ally anymore.
Yeah.
That they sponsor every single race. It's almost unheard of right now. I think it is unheard of. So if Hendrick Motorsports could keep Ally, I think they might. But time will tell. We'll see how bad this injury is. Again, vertigo is really unheard of.
Yeah.
And it could be one of those long-term conditions. I don't want to just like guess what's going to happen because everyone's health is different, but it is very unclear what his recovery timeline will be.
All right. So, depressing news about the guy that I picked, I guess. Always makes me feel confident heading into the next race.
Yeah,
but
when I saw you pick Alex Bowman for Las Vegas, I'm like, he's won there. That's a good pick.
and
Yeah, anyways.
he
You're
decides to
getting
get vertigo.
excited for us during fantasy football. I hate watch everyone.
I hate watch every
We'll
single
be sitting
sport.
there doing the draft, the Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm like, don't pick him. That pick sucks. And I'll pick him with the next pick.
But so after that depressing news, let's uplift us with some good old patriotism. The USA has advanced to the quarterfinals in the WBC thanks to Italy, who beat us, by the way. So the thing was, if Mexico beat Italy last night by 4 runs, United States would have been eliminated, which kind of sucks because we talked a lot. We talked a lot of crap. We were like, oh, you aren't ready for this lineup, man. You don't understand it yet. Oh, ooh. But what I'm so glad is that people finally understood what it's like to be a Phillies fan and watch Aaron Nola pitch. Because here's the thing about Aaron Nola. He either goes 7 innings strong, no runs, and like 10 Ks, 8 innings, 1 hit, no like 10 K.
night.
Yeah, and then the next night he lets up 3 runs in the first inning, 2 home runs, goes 5 innings, makes you wonder why did we pay him $90 million? But then he goes out the next night, shutout. Next night, oh, he's Aaron Nola. Oh, he's Aaron Nola. No, he's not. But he really turned it on. I think he allowed 1 run, which was phenomenal. Thank you so much, Aaron.
So now
I still
I'm not
love you.
familiar with the WBC. Can you chat about it a little bit?
So it's the World Baseball Classic.
Okay.
It's where a bunch of countries come together and they play each other in baseball. It's kind of like the World Cup format a little bit. It's like there's different groups.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and certain groups will advance to the next round, and then it's just like a single elimination from that point on. The last winner was Japan, which because of Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Which was, can I just say how influential Shohei Ohtani is? In the 2023 WBC, it was him versus his teammate Mike Trout. So Mike Trout was this generation's, let's say, Derek Jeter. No, not even that. He was even better than that.
Yeah.
I'd say this generation's Lou Gehrig or Babe Ruth even. Like, he is that good. And Shohei Ohtani is this next generation's Babe Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
And when they faced each other, there was a statistic. I think it said 96% of the TVs in Japan were tuned in to the WBC to watch the final out. And Shohei Ohtani struck out Mike Trout. Japan won, it was just really incredible.
Ohtani is like globally putting on for his entire country.
Yes.
Like that's how good he is at baseball.
Wow.
I mean, speaking as a Phillies fan, Kyle Schwarber was second in MVP, and I was kind of laying in the bushes because people were like, oh, well, he deserves MVP. I'm like, well, Shohei Ohtani, 55 home runs, 50 stolen bases, never done before, and pitching like I think it was like a 3.1 ERA. Like, come on,
insanity.
Yeah,
Wow.
Just there's only been one two-way baseball player they call Babe Ruth a two-way baseball player. He was more of a hitter, but I don't think there's ever been any two-way player who dominates the way that he does right now. It's just insane. It's just insane. And the United States right now. There's one thing about we have a lot of power hitters: Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, which is, the lineup of doom and despair for some teams. If they're not on, though, it's just, you're going to get Aaron Judge with 0 for 4 with 3 Ks, Harper 1 for 4 with a walk and 2 Ks, Kyle Schwarber, sometimes he hits. That's the thing is you can have all these power players, but if they don't get on base, you're not scoring runs. But then you have some guy from Great Britain who leaves a changeup hanging over the plate that Kyle Schwarber took to the second deck in Minute Maid Park. which I enjoyed personally very much. But not only has the United States been dominating on the field, they've been dominating on the ice as well. This leads us to our... No, first we'll start off with our no all pockets, no brains, correct?
Sure.
So,
we can do that.
my all pockets, no brains. First off, the United States at the Olympics, great. Elisa Liu, please call me. But that might be my own personal all pockets, no brains, thinking I have a chance with her. But anyway, my all pockets, no brains is the Canadian fans, because for those who don't know, the United States won gold in both women's and men's hockey, which was just tremendous.
Over Canada.
Over Canada, yeah.
Yeah.
And both those times, Canadians were crying, saying that, oh, it's not real hockey. It's 3-on-3 in overtime. It should be 5-on-5 in overtime. And it's like, well, okay. First of all, that's how it's regulated. It's been that way in NHL.
We can't change that.
Yeah, what do you want us to do about it? Well, that's pond hockey. I'm like, don't you guys just play pond hockey like every single
God
day?
forbid it was the other way around.
Oh my
they
God,
won
yes.
off upon hockey.
I know, right? And that's the other thing is like, oh, you guys say that, oh, it should have been 5-on-5. Well, it was 5-on-5 for 3 periods. You shot 42 times. We shot 27. You only made 1 goal. You missed a wide open goal. And then what's his name? Nathan McKinnon, the man who missed the wide open goal, said, "You judge who the better team was." The team who won. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's like if I race these two, I finished first, and then Connor goes, well, you judge who the better racer was. I was, because I won.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So that's my all pockets, no brains. Just Canadians, calm down. We'll drink your salty tears. You're out of the WBC. I think they are. I hope they are. God, I might have just fooled myself there. But anyway, we control the ice. We control the courts. Soon we're going to control the diamond. Now, Connor, who do you have for your all pockets, no brains?
I have just changed because when you mentioned Canada and Olympics, I remembered a certain man, Mark Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
So as you know, I like curling, and this was a big drama, Canada against Sweden. So Mark Kennedy has a little thing that has come out during the Olympics where he likes to push the stone after he releases it, which is a no-no. You could only just a little push. After you release the stone, you can't touch it again.
I feel like that's a given.
But it's a double whammy because you can't touch the stone, you have to touch the handle.
Of
So he
course.
pushes the handle and then pushes the stone. And with Olympic official cameras, you cannot see him doing it from the front.
Mm-hmm.
So because from the front, you don't see it. The scene's just down. But Sweden has been seeing this, and the one curler, Oscar Eriksson, called him out. And there was some heated words between the two, some colorful language. And
Checks out.
Yeah. But so it's just some of the specifics about this whole thing is hilarious because I guess Sweden had like a camera crew or someone like in the audience filming this because the camera angle that shows him pushing the stone is not a normal camera angle. This was for this to like rat this guy out. So, but here's the thing, they won the gold in that in the men's curling. Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But
I did see, because at first when I heard about it, I was like, oh, maybe he touched it just a little bit. Maybe it was just like, maybe it was a mistake. And then I keep seeing the GIF of him underneath where it literally like he touches it. He just straight up pushes it. You see him go and then just push it. So it's like, how are you supposed to defend it?
That's not legal.
He said, I didn't do it once. And then the reel was like 1, 2, 3. He did it like 8 times. And every time you could see the stone move. Like, he pushed the stone.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, once again, Canadians, calm down.
Yeah, relax.
You have an illegitimate gold medal and a salty silver. Now, Bobby, who do you have for
Mine
your all
is
pockets?
some true American sports and American football. This was 2017, I believe. It was the Bengals versus the Steelers. And Andy Dalton on 4th down with, I think, about 3 minutes left in the game. He drops back at about 4th and 5 and decides, you know what? I'm going to throw the ball out of bounds. 4th down on what is most likely their last drive. He goes, you know what? I'm going to throw the ball away. This is a good situation to throw the ball out of bounds. You'll never guess who lost the game. You'll never guess.
I can only imagine. I mean, the Red Rocket, especially in his later years, definitely had some
my.
very questionable moments.
On the Pat McAfee show, I have never heard anyone complain more about Andy Dalton than Pac-Man. Pac-Man goes on there and just talks trash on Andy Dalton every single time the Bengals are brought up.
Wait, wasn't he on the Bengals?
Yes,
Oh my
he was
God,
the
he was.
quarterback.
Oh my God.
when they were playing together.
I forgot. That name sounded familiar because I remember he was one of the ones who got the flag after Vontaze Burfict clobbered Antonio Brown to make them lose a playoff game. I don't know if he should be talking, but
every single time they bring up like, oh, what happened at this point? And he's like, well, maybe if we had a good quarterback at that time, we'd have the Red Rocket back there.
That is true. I have seen clips of it, and like, I mean, not even Lions players talk about Dan Orlovsky the way he talks about what's his name, Andy Dalton. But Red Rocket in his early years definitely had some balls, and that leads us into the next segment. You got some balls? I'll tell you, I have 3 people who got balls, actually.
I thought you said you had 3 balls.
3 balls. Well, these people might as well have 3 balls of steel. Elisa Liu, first of all, an amazing performance. Megan Keller and Jack Hughes, the 2 American heroes who scored the golden goal in overtime against Canada to win the gold medal. I remember I was at work when Jack Hughes scored the goal because it was like overtime, and Canada went immediately on the offensive, and they were aggressive. They kept shooting, and then we got on the breakaway, and I'm like, oh my God, wait a minute, this could be it. And then I see the puck go over to Hughes, and the best part about hockey is you don't see the puck half the time. You just kind of have to wait for the crowd reaction. As soon as he shot it, I look past the goal net. There's no black marks, and I look, it's just sitting in the bottom, and I just jump up and I start running around the store. I grab an American flag and just rip it out of the package and just start waving it around. I go up to everybody and I'm like, the United States just won gold. The United States just won gold. And I'm like, oh shit, I have to hide this because I'm not paying for this. I mean, it was eco-friendly, 1998 at Lowe's, but you know, you got to be patriotic. And Jack Hughes, that moment, it's kind of reminiscent. Well, not exactly, because I think still the greatest sports moment of all time is the Miracle on Ice. But that was very similar. It happened, I think they said 46 years to the day. When the Miracle on Ice happened is the same day the United States won gold last February, which was just like really surreal, and it was so fun. It was so fun also to see all the 1980s players posting about it, being like, you know, we did this and now you guys did this, and it was just a cool moment. And I tell you what, on my 15-minute, there was nothing more patriotic than after that watching Herb Brooks' speech right before they went to go against the Russians. 9 times out of 10 they'll beat them, and I just like pumped my chest. I love you, Herb.
We are
I
USA.
love you. Yeah, I felt so patriotic that day. And, you know, then, of course, you know, there was, like, political discussions in the break room, so I had to leave.
Yeah.
But still, I'm like, you know what? For one day, I'm proud to be an American. Now, Connor, who do you have for your Got Balls segment?
Well, it's about a comment, and it's related to the Alex Bowman story that we're saying. Anthony Alfredo filled in the 48. He worked out. That could have been another all pockets, no brains. But I want to go to a post on Twitter, X, by Mark Martin in response to an interview by Anthony Alfredo. Mark Martin says, I wish Anthony Alfredo the best. He can wheel. Great interview. Well, then, Dale Earnhardt Jr., which a lot of people know, he's a little famous. Just a little
smidge.
In response to a wreck that Anthony Alfredo did in the Saturday race, the O'Reilly race, where he wrecked LeVar Scott, Dale Earnhardt Jr. says, he wheeled it right into LeVar's Saturday night. So he can wheel, as Mark Martin said. So that was quite fantastic.
I love that. Just being like, yeah, he was great. That's sucking.
That little bit of trash talk. Antagonize.
I can also hear it in Dale Earnhardt's voice. Just like, yeah, he wheeled it right into LeVar. That's for sure. All right, now, Bobby, do you got balls, or does anyone you know got balls?
I think the guy that's got balls is a fan watching the Pacers game in 2004. This is known as the Malice in the Palace, all right?
Yes.
Ron Artest is sitting there laying on the what is it called? where they have the score.
Yeah, just like the scorer's table.
Yeah, the scorer's table. That's what. Laying on the scorer's table, and someone either shouted something at Ron Artest or threw something at him.
It was a cup. A cup landed on him.
And he gets up and sprints into the stands and just starts wailing on this guy.
The wrong guy, by the way.
And then you see fans trying to grab him, and then Steven Jackson, his teammate, runs up and just starts punching random people. It is a fight between the fans and NBA players.
There's also, you're missing one part where after they calm Ron Artest down, he walks out, and there's just a fan just standing there on the court who just balls into a fist. And it's like, what are you supposed to do? But
you know what Ron Artest changed his name to as well later in his life?
What?
Meta World Peace. Meta World Peace went and charged a fan in the stands.
The wrong fan, can I just say, the wrong fan. They showed videos where the guy, he was in a blue jacket, threw the cup at him, and then Ron Artest saw some guy and just thought, yeah, okay.
Just saw somebody like, you look like the culprit, and just started wailing.
I highly recommend people go watch The Untold about this.
If you haven't seen, watch the video. It is incredible.
It's fantastic. Just that whole thing, and that was like, it just, the way it kept going. The way it just kept going. Like, people just kept finding ways to hurt these guys. Ron Artest tried going back out onto the court even.
Yes.
Like, oh my God. But, yeah, that's all the segments that we have. Well, let's get into some predictions first.
Well, first, there's one more segment. Let's talk about March.
Oh, yes. This month in sports.
Yeah, this month
Shall
in
we?
sports. I could start us off.
Yes, please do.
So back in 1970, we're going to talk about a NASCAR practice session where Buddy Baker became the first driver to take a stock car faster than 200 miles per hour around Talladega.
Really?
Yeah.
In 1970, where the cars were basically just like, if it's got doors, it's safe.
That's when they were fastest, like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And after, now they're like they're lucky to break 200 at Daytona. They're just, now at, I think it's Michigan, they get to like 206. Which
Holy
is,
crap, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
Just pray. Just hold the wheel and pray. That's all you can
Essentially.
really do there.
Yep.
So for my March is a bit personal for me. It's speaking of baseball's starting up and everything. In 2019, I remember just a kid, Philly sucked up to this point. And I remember there was something about the free agency, which had a huge market at that point. The Phillies messed up with Manny Machado by not picking him up from the airport. So it was like, we got to bank on Bryce Harper, but there was talks about him going to the Yankees and the Dodgers. And I remember reading a report saying that he had met with team owners in Nevada, Las Vegas, a private meeting, and I'm like, it could happen. And then the very next day, I just came home from school after gym day, which was our spirit week. Like all the grades played games against each other, and I got the alert on my phone: Bryce Harper finalizing a deal, 13 years, $330 million, largest in pro sports at the time, and I went ballistic. I'm like, oh my God, we got him. We actually got him. A few days later, he hits a towering, in his second game ever as a Philly, towering 465-foot home run. His first hit as a Philly, his first home run as a Philly, and it was just such an awesome moment. Because the thing about Philadelphia is, yes, we're rowdy, but if you perform well like we want you to, we're going to give you all the love and support.
Yeah.
And just like from that moment, we're like, there's good things to come. We didn't make it to the playoffs that year. We didn't make it until 2022, but that
Hope.
Yes, that's all we had is hope and the power of friendship and a man named Kyle Schwarber. But yeah, that day was like, I was just so excited, like, because we just got TV back for baseball because DirecTV for some reason thought, you're how far from the Philly Stadium? 150 miles. Pfft, that's too close.
DirecTV sucked anyways.
It did. It was like 150 miles from the stadium. Pfft, we're gonna block out every single game so you can't watch it. It's like, oh, thanks. But then we switched over because we're like, the Phillies are good. We have to watch them. And here we are, a few years later, two-time NL East champs. The Bryce Harper era. He won an MVP with us. All-Star game. Hit probably one of the biggest home runs in Phillies history with that home run against San Diego in the 2022 NLCS to take a lead in the 8th inning to send us to the World Series. But yeah, that March was one of my favorite months of all time. It was so fun to be a Phillies fan at that time.
I want to talk about what you're saying with the TV blocking because there's a very interesting thing that happens. I think it didn't happen last year, but historically it does. For the Indianapolis 500 IndyCar, the whole state of Indiana cannot watch the race.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
That was like the biggest thing in Indiana until Indiana College became good.
Yes.
Well, it's the biggest sporting event, like really there. It's the biggest stadium I think in the world, like with seating.
Yeah.
So they expect everyone to go. Maybe radio, you could see it, but I know like it's pretty much blocked. Which last year they didn't, and it was like record numbers.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Get your crap together, cable TV. All right, Bobby, what do you got for this month in March?
For my moment in March is going to be pretty ironic considering what we're going to talk about in a little bit. But March 2nd in 1962, Wilt Chamberlain allegedly scored 100 points. Now, that's the most in NBA history, right? Mm-hmm. The reason I say allegedly is because apparently we have this film, but no one's ever seen it. No one has ever seen this moment of Wilt Chamberlain going out and putting up 100 points in a game. And like we saw when Kobe put up 81, it was nuts. Like the amount of scoring you have to do that. So we're like, okay, is this Wilt thing actually real or not? It's genuinely a conspiracy in the NBA world.
Yeah.
Because no one's ever seen the film, yet they have it somehow.
And that's kind of ironic. I know why you're mentioning that because Bam Adebayo, career high 41 points, just scored the second most all time at 83.
That's crazy.
Which may be the most of all time because, as you said, we don't know.
We don't know with Wilt.
We don't know.
He said his previous high was 41.
Mm-hmm.
That's more than double.
Yes.
That is incredible.
Yep. He's one of only 3 players, allegedly,
allegedly,
to score 80 points. Kobe Bryant, Wilt Chamberlain. And I think it's just so funny having him there being like, oh, like a man who averaged 50 points in a season. Oh,
now,
it's
Kobe
like
Bryant.
I'm not taking credit away from Bam because he was getting fouled a lot. But
Yeah.
he shot like 48 free throws that game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure half of his points came from free throws. Now, if you watch the fourth quarter, they were triple teaming him so he
Yes.
couldn't score. He was going to shoot a lot of free throws. But still, it's like when Kobe put up that much, when Devin Booker had dropped 70 when he was only 20 years old,
Yeah.
it was like straight threes or something
Yeah.
crazy. So, not trying to take credit away from Bam, but like it is kind of like a little bit of a fraudulent 83.
Yeah, but still, 83. I mean, here's the thing.
It's still impressive.
Yeah. The thing is, people, you got to make your free throws. And one thing I hate is people who say, oh, he was foul baiting. He's foul baiting. Everybody foul baits nowadays. You wouldn't be saying that if he didn't make his free throws, right? Like, the entire time, all Embiid has been doing as a 76ers fan is just foul baiting and stuff. But he makes his free throws.
Yeah.
Look at Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal got fouled literally
If
every single
Shaq
time.
would have learned how to shoot a damn
Oh my
free
God,
throw,
40 points a game.
He'd be the greatest player to ever play
40
the
points
NBA.
a game. If he just learned how to shoot a free throw. Because the thing is, he wasn't even that bad. He was like a 50%, but he was just Shaq.
If he was shooting 85% from free throw, Shaq would be genuinely, like, we'd be talking about him with Michael Jordan and LeBron.
Oh,
and if he didn't get fat towards the end of his career. That also really.
And ring chase. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
Remember the one segment, it was Inside the NBA, where they're showing, like, all the jerseys he had, and he's explaining the numbers. And they're like, why'd you wear 36 for the Celtics? And then Charles Barkley chimes in and goes, that's how many points he had in a month. And they're like, oh, what about 32 for the Cavs? That's how many points he had in 2 months. We love you, Shaq. Please don't rip my head off, because I know you can. All right, but that's all for today on the commentary booth. We'll see you next week. Hopefully the United States has pulled off the win on the baseball diamond. If they didn't, I will have some choice words to say for everyone involved.
And March Madness is coming.
And March Madness, yes. We're going to make our brackets soon.
Yes.
We'll get that to you. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Join us next time in the commentary booth. See ya.
Yeah.